Hi, and welcome to another episode of Gordon's Ramblings. After my last episode, the one about my cell phone, the reviews were pretty poor and the ratings were pretty low. And I was considering not doing this again because nobody cares. But you know what? I don't care. So, here we go with another episode of Gordon's Ramblings. Today's episode is about pumpkins. I grew this little guy out in my garden, him and all of his brothers and sisters. I had, I don't know, quite a few of them. This is one of the smaller ones. What I used for this project was some that was a little bit bigger than this. 3 of them. I took and cut them in half, cleaned them all out, and by the way, these are not really necessarily good pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. The hide, the skin's a little tough to carve in, not so soft. I prefer to use a variety called Connecticut Field that I grow for my jack-o'-lanterns. They have a soft skin, and the insides, instead of being slimy and stringy, it's kind of like the consistency of cotton candy. Anyway, back to this. I cut it, cleaned it out, then I quartered it, and then I put it in my Instant Pot, believe it or not. I found instructions for how to do that. 12 minutes on, and then a manual release. Of course, it took about 10-15 minutes to get up to pressure. The time I was done, I drained off the water and poured them out into a cookie sheet pan and let them cool for a few minutes. Then I took a spoon, scooped off the pumpkin off of the shell, and put it into a colander to let it drain. When we've done pumpkin in the past, they've been too watery, and so I decided I need to do something about that. So I put it through the strainer, just a colander, let it drain. Then I ran it through the sauce maker. I got a pumpkin sieve just for doing pumpkin, and it came out pretty smooth. When you do it in a blender, it kind of liquefies it too much, and there again you get the problem with the liquid. So after running it through here, I put it in a colander again to let more liquid drain out. Then when that was about all I could get, I put it in a pan, dish about that big, let it drain some more, let it set for quite a while, and there was still a little bit of liquid in there, so I put it in the colander again and drained it all out. Time I was done, I got 4 bags, about 15, just over 15 ounces each, and that's just a tad short of what comes in a can of pumpkin. But you know what? I bet this tastes better. I can't wait for Thanksgiving dinner, especially dessert, and have some pumpkin pie.